Is 1 year of studying in Canada effective for you to land your permanent residence? What's happening, everybody? My name is Z and I make helpful videos for students just like you who are planning on studying abroad. I make videos about scholarships, costs of study, how to land professional jobs, and really achieve the lifestyle that you desire as an international student. So if you want more tips, make sure to subscribe below. And also if you're wondering what are the costs of studying in Canada as an international student, make sure to download my cost of study guide in the comments below. Now you may be wondering, why listen to me? Well, here's the thing. 10 years ago, I was just like you, and I did move to Canada as an international student, studied for 2 years engineering, then I hated it, and then switched to a 2-year diploma program at Algonquin College in Ottawa. Throughout my time as an international student, I landed many amazing career opportunities with big multinational companies, as well as launched many successful ventures for myself as an international student, worked with global brands, and now I'm a permanent resident of Canada and I own 2 successful businesses, which is Connected Education and Connected Marketing. Now that you know why you should listen to me, let's address why you are here. Is studying a 1-year program enough for you to land your permanent residence in Canada? Well, first we have to explore, what does it take for you to land your PR? That answer varies by your province of destination, and today I'm going to cover the most popular PR program in Canada for international students, which is the Canadian Experience Class. Obviously, other provinces like Nova Scotia, Manitoba, and Saskatchewan have easier PR programs, but today I'm going to talk about Canadian Experience Class, which is something that you're going to need to qualify for if you're studying in provinces such as Alberta, Ontario, and British Columbia. So Canadian Experience Class actually falls under Express Entry. And for you to qualify for your PR under this program, you need to meet what's called the minimum CRS draw score. A CRS draw is basically the cumulative point of someone's credibility through education, job experience, language skills. They're assigned a certain number of points. And the way CRS draw score basically works is that every individual who is an immigrant in Canada gets a certain number of points assigned to them based on their education, language skills, and work experience, and a couple of other factors. Now, obviously, the higher points you have means you're just a much more qualified person. And Canada wants to give the best and highest qualified people permanent residence. So they will assign a minimum score that you must meet almost every month or every 2 months, and they do a draw. So based on that minimum score, if you fall under it, you're not going to get your PR. But if you're above or equal or match that number, then you can actually get your permanent residence. Now let's discuss what are the key factors that can give you a lot of points. Number 1 is education, depending on the level of qualification that you're going for. So let's say you're going for a diploma, that will be a little lower than an undergraduate program. An undergraduate program is a little lower than a master's program. The higher you go, the more points you get for your education. So a master's student will always get more points compared to a student who just did their undergraduate program. And a diploma, regardless of whether it's a 2-year diploma or a 3-year advanced diploma, you're gonna get the same amount of points, but it's gonna be a little lower than an undergraduate degree. Factor 2, work experience. And it must be skilled work experience. If you're just gonna be a cashier or maybe a server at a restaurant or maybe you work at a gas station, this is not gonna count. It has to be skilled professional work experience. You can look up NOC 0A and B. There are certain classifications of jobs such as NOC 0, NOC A, NOC B, NOC C, and I think the one that is not eligible for PR programs is NOC D. Make sure to look it up obviously on the IRCC website. However, you still need at least 1 year of skilled work experience to even get those points contributing towards your CRS score. But just 1 year of work experience doesn't guarantee that you're gonna get your PR. The more time in work experience you have, the more points you get. Number 3, your English proficiency skills. If you can score high enough in IELTS, the higher you score, the more points you get. The lower you score, the less points you get. And I recommend that you can at least score 7.5 or a 7 in your IELTS to get enough points to somewhat hope that you will qualify or you will have enough CRS score points to qualify for the draw. These are the 3 key factors that you can obviously control. However, there are some additional factors that can give you a little bit of a boost. One of them being your foreign work experience. most of you guys, before moving abroad, you can actually gain some sort of professional work experience so that you can actually get 50, which will contribute towards your CRS score, and you must be working for at least a year or more. Then if you're lucky enough, if you have a first blood family member, which is like a sibling, maybe your spouse, maybe your father or mother who's already a Canadian permanent resident or a citizen, you get another 50 extra points. This is obviously a blessing if you have that opportunity. And lastly, if you can somehow pick up a bit of French and learn the language and can write another French test to show that you're proficient in the French language, you will get another extra 50 points. On top of that, when you combine all these, the last thing that's the cherry on top is that when you have all these points, you might also receive a provincial nomination, which can give you even more points. So this is how you maximize your CRS score in Canada, or at least these are the factors that contribute to your CRS score. Now let's revisit, can you actually land your PR within 1 year of studying in Canada? The answer to this is simply, it's gonna be extremely challenging, and here is why. Number one, if you're gonna study a 1-year program, you're only gonna get a 1-year work permit. Guys, it is so unrealistic to expect that you're gonna move to an entirely new continent with you probably never having traveled abroad before. How do you expect to just go and nail it from day one? It doesn't happen. Guys, trust me, it takes about a year to even adapt in a new environment. Learn a country's ways, learn about how career development actually works, how the recruitment industry works. Think about it, guys. Most of you are probably high school graduates who never moved abroad, or people who just simply haven't moved abroad. How do you expect to move continents away from family all by yourself and just get going from day one? Once you get there, the first few months are already going to be challenging for you to cope up with your studies, make friends, be able to adapt in a new environment. And then you're only going to get a 1-year work permit because you studied a 1-year program. Do you think you're going to get a job right after your graduation? Chances are no. It's probably going to take you at least 2 to 3 months to land a professional job. So are you being able to really accumulate 1 year of work experience? However, if you have some foreign work experience, it may contribute to your CRS scores. But do you have that? So you just have to be honest with yourself. Number two, when it comes to IELTS, you better be confident that you can nail your IELTS exam if you're taking a 1-year program, because even if you score a 7, it is not gonna be enough. You need to at least get an 8.5 or at least a 9 in your IELTS exam to compensate for the less points that you're getting due to less work experience. Because depending on the level of education that you're going for, it's probably gonna be a master's or a graduate certificate program. A graduate certificate program actually gives you little less points than a 2-year master's program would. So all in all, it's putting you in a very challenging spot. And the worst thing about studying a 1-year program is that, let's say you study that, then you're gonna get your 1-year post-graduation work permit. Guys, even after, let's say, you are done with your 1 year of work permit and you didn't qualify for your PR, then you might be thinking, you know what, I'm just gonna study another program for another year and then get another work permit after. That is never gonna happen because you only get your post-graduation work permit once in your entire life. So you have to get it right from the very first step. So should you study a 1-year program in Canada as an international student? I would advise against it. Always go for a 2-year program. That way you get a 3-year work permit, which is more than enough time for you to build on that work experience. How a family member who's already in Canada, if you're good in French, if you're really extremely good in IELTS, then you might have a shot at it. However, this only applies for students who are planning on going to the more competitive provinces like Ontario, British Columbia, and Alberta. If you plan on going to provinces like Saskatchewan, Manitoba, or Nova Scotia, there are plenty of other easy ways for you to get your PR. Even a 1-year program might count. But the challenge will be with finding whether an institution even offers a 1-year program in those provinces. So we'll cover that in another video, but I really hope this video provided a lot of insights and was really helpful for you to really see what will happen with your permanent residence journey in the long term, so that now you can make informed decisions. Well, that's all I'm here for, is to help you make informed choices related to your admissions, visa, and career development journey as an international student. If If you like what you heard, make sure to subscribe, show love in the comments. If you have any questions, make sure to ask them below. But that being said, you can download the cost of study guide from the comments, and I guess I will see you in the next video. Stay tuned.